so what we're gonna be discussing is we're gonna be talking about Earth. It gives us an essential question. Tatiana, would you do me a favor and read what the essential question says?
What do we know about Earth and its status? We know about how Earth is different from the other planets in the universe.
Do anybody, before we get into the text, do anybody got an idea what is Earth's neighbors? Give me one. Pluto, the sun, Mars, Mercury. Alright, so you guys have a gist of what is the neighbors of Earth. Let's go ahead and get into the text, and then we're going to stop periodically. We're going to talk about what you guys read, okay? Tatiana, you're going to start it off for me, and then we're going to pass it along.
Have you ever seen this planet before? This is Earth. It is home to you and everyone you know. Millions of people live on this planet. Millions more planets and animals live here too. That makes Earth a special planet. As far as you know, no other planet
Living beings on it. Pause. Alright, so how many people they say that lives on Earth? Millions. Billions. They say billions of people live on Earth, as well as billions of plants and animals. Alright, so let's keep it going. Go ahead, Eliza.
Earth has two gases covering the planet pole with heat from the sun. That keeps our planet warm, but not too warm. Some planets are much too cold to support life, and others too hot. Earth is just the right temperature to support life.
Alright, so I see three highlighted words. I see warm, I see support, and I see temperature. When we say warm, what are we talking about? Based off of how it was used in the text.
Gases.
We're close. Warm. Okay. What you thinking, Ryan? Cold? So when something warm is cold? Or you're thinking the opposite? Which one you thinking? Alright, what you thinking, Burpo? Hot. Alright, when we're supporting it, when something is too cold, it said that the planet is too cold to support life. What are we talking about when we say support?
Help, like, help.
Okay, kind of like help.
Keep us alive.
Keep us alive, kind of help us in a sense. You want to add on? You don't have anything? Like provide? It can't provide. Like if a planet is so cold, that means that it is so freezing, we might just freeze till we just freeze to death, okay? All right, then we have the word temperature. Where do you hear the word temperature? Give me a place that you ever heard that from. In science. Science also. Science. The weatherman. Who else talk about the temperature? The Matt Wayne Center. Where's another place? Or the news. The doctor. So the temperature and the nurse. The temperatures on Earth is just right. So we have this. It's telling us that we have this gas covering that keeps us from having direct contact with the sun, because if we had direct contact with the sun, the Earth will fry. Okay? Let's keep reading. Alright, so in the story, they talk about studying the planets, right? And they said that our planet is what? It's just right, but it's also different, okay? We're going to figure out why is it they say that our planet is so different. Let's go, Burpo.
Earth shares its neighbors, system. The solar system includes the sun and 8 planets. It also includes rocks called
Asteroids. So, asteroids are these chunks of rocks that float around in space. Kind of like, it's kind of, if you think about it, they said the word neighborhood. Where's your neighborhood? Fairfield. Where's your neighborhood?
Fairfield.
Okay, where's your neighborhood? And your neighborhood is? Huh? Lakeshore. Okay. My neighborhood is West End. Alright, so in our neighborhood, do you have a store in your neighborhood? You have a store in your neighborhood? You have a store in your, what about a park?
Yep.
Alright, so think about the solar system as a neighborhood. Now when you go outside, do you see rocks on the ground and dirt?
Yes.
Do you see it? Do you see it? I know I see it. So think of the solar system being a neighborhood. So these asteroids that's floating around in space is pretty much a chunks of rocks. Okay? Chunks of rocks that's just floating around in space, alright? Let's keep going. Dwarf planets are part of the solar system too. Dwarf planets are smaller than the 8 main planets. The sun lies in the center of the solar system. The planets closest to the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. These planets are made mostly of solid rock. Scientists call them the rocky planets. Yes.
Is your Pluto gone?
Pluto is more so is what they consider that dwarf planet. It's not actually a planet, but it's small version of a planet. You know what I'm saying? So a dwarf, they say a dwarf planet is part of the solar system, but it's really small. So instead of them saying, hey, Pluto is a planet, they're saying Pluto is actually a dwarf planet.
So it's not a real planet.
It's a small planet. Right. All right. So, the planets that are closest to the sun are
Jupiter. No.
Come on, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. All right. So, who is like the tightest? Based off the diagram in our book, what planet is like literally face to face with the sun? Mercury. Mercury is face to face with the sun. Now I want you to see, based off of where Mercury is and where it's Earth, look how far away Earth is from the sun. Because if we was in that space where Mercury is, guess what?
We would be
sizzling hot chicken. We will fry like an egg on the sidewalk, okay? Now, those planets that are close to the sun, it's something special about them. They have something called what? What they call them is in the text. Text evidence. Look for that text evidence. What did they call those planets that were so close to the sun? Oh, I like the way you're looking for your text evidence. I like the way how you're looking in that text. Not dwarf. It's something that they call them. Main. Have you read that? Look for it. It's there. Those planets that are close to the sun are mostly made of something. Rocks. They're mostly made of solid rocks. Do you think that solid rock, those solid rocks help with them being able to handle that heat, the reason why they're so close? Yes or no? Why you say yes, Ryan? You gotta think about it. Help him out, Eliza.
Yes, because it's kind of covering up the sound place, so we don't get burned.
Right, so it has that support to hold that heat, so we won't get hurt. All right, come on. Next page.
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are called gas giants. They are mostly made of gas. They are the largest planets in the solar system. They are also planets from the sun. Earth is the largest of the largest planets. It is the 57th largest planet in the solar system. Earth is nearly 8,000 miles to 12,800 miles wide. the gas giant. More than 1,000 Earths could fit inside. This is the biggest place.
All right, so they call them the gas giants. Why do you think they call them the gas giants?
Because it's humongous and it has a lot of gas.
It's a humongous and it's made of nothing but gas. Let's take it a step further. What is gas?
Gas.
What is gas? We got solid, we got liquid, we have gas. What is gas?
It's kind of like the stuff you put in your car.
That's a good way to look at it, but no. You got it for me, or do you want me to explain it? All right, imagine blowing up a balloon. When you blow up a balloon, right, and then you don't tie the knot, but you let it out. What are you letting out of it?
Gas.
So gas is pretty much is air, okay? So they're made of pretty much air. I'm going to continue on with the next page. It says Earth is the third planet from the sun. The sun is about 93 million miles, 50 million kilometers away from Earth. To travel that far on Earth, you will have to circle the globe 3,733 times. What is a globe?
A globe. That's a globe.
That's a globe.
A globe is something that tells you like states.
Okay, so if they say we have to, alright, so if they said we had to travel the globe
You have to start.
to get around the sun, what is the globe? This is the globe. So when they say we have to travel the globe, that means we have to travel around Earth 3,733 times to fit the sun, okay? So imagine traveling around this all that time just to fit that big sun, right? All right, so now this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to use our text evidence to kind of help us fill out a graphic organizer, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back through the text and you're going to find those key details to help us support that essential question about Earth and its neighbors. Do you guys got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I have any questions? You sure? All right.